The group is regarded as one of the best soul groups of the early 70s, defining Philly soul with their smooth, sensual sound. Ironically, the group's origins are in Detroit, where they formed in the mid-50s. With the help of songwriter and producer Tom Bell, they created a distinct sound that highlighted their exquisite vocal harmonies. Over the course of 6 decades, this group has produced a legacy of amazing music. Their fantastic harmonies and stage presence are as enjoyable now as they were when they first appeared, and they have become one of soul music's most valuable assets. The centerpiece of today's video is all about the Spinners. Before we start, let's be sure to leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and push the notification bell to be sure you won't miss on any more uploads. Now without further ado, let's cue that intro. The quintet, originally known as the Domingos, began in 1954 as high school students in Ferndale, a Detroit suburb. The group's inaugural lineup was James Edwards, Henry Fambrough, Billy Henderson, Purvis Jackson, and C.P. Spencer. After a few weeks, Edwards departed and was succeeded by Bobby Smith. Spencer left in 1956 and was replaced by George Dixon. In 1961, they caught the attention of producer Harvey Fuqua, who began recording the group known as the Spinners for his Tri-Fi Records label. The group's debut record, That's What Girls Are Made For, was a top 10 R&B smash that also peaked at number 27 on the pop chart. They'll make you doubt. After its publication, Dixon was replaced by Edgar Chico Edwards. Over the next several years, the group recorded a string of unsuccessful singles, and when Tri-Fi was acquired by Motown in the mid-60s, the Spinners joined the larger company's roster. G.C. Cameron had taken over for Edgar Chico Edwards at this point. They spent a half-decade at Motown just trying to remain on board, working various jobs throughout the Hitsville USA complex and waiting for another chance. Their careers were in limbo. Though the Spinners had some R&B singles at Motown in the late 60s, including I'll Always Love You, but losing your love, my darling, has opened my eyes, and Truly Yours, and I feel so foolish to have ever believed. They didn't achieve true crossover success until 1970, when Stevie Wonder gave the group the number 4 R&B smash, It's a Shame, which he co-wrote with Cyrita Wright and Lee Garrett. Motown never focused on the group, and they dismissed them in 1972. When the Spinners departed Motown for Atlantic Records in 1971, it was hardly a watershed moment in the music industry. But why would it? For over a decade, the group existed in relative obscurity as one of Motown's forgotten groups. While Motown-star groups such as The Temptations and Four Tops headline shows all over the world and chose songs from Smokey Robinson, Norman Whitfield, and Holland Dozier Holland, the Spinners recorded infrequently and charted even less frequently, working with Motown's second-tier producers and snagging opening act gigs whenever possible. And many people in Hitsville recognized that the quintet was a strong singing group and an engaging show. But the boys were in a stable full of prize-winning horses, and capturing the attention of the Motown brass was nearly impossible. Without such attention, achievement seemed unachievable. With Tom Bell's interest secured, the Spinners prepared for a new beginning by signing with Atlantic Records. However, in an unusual twist that would characterize the group for years to come, G.C. Cameron remained under contract with Motown and was compelled to depart the group. The Spinners enlisted Cameron's cousin, Philippe Wynne, as their new lead vocalist. Wynn has previously sung with Catfish and Bootsy Collins. Wynn, a sneaky, verbose vocalist who preached, scattered, and laughed his way through material, transforming each song into a dramatic tale, stood in stark contrast to the group's suave, subdued manner, notably lead singer Bobby Smith. The Spinners collaborated with producer Tom Bell of Atlantic Records, who gave the group a lush, sensuous sound that included sighing strings, a tight rhythm section, sexy horns, and a hint of funk. Wynn immediately established himself as a top-tier soul vocalist, and the combination of the group's harmonies, Wynn's soaring solos, and Bell's immaculate production made them the most successful soul group of the 70s. Interestingly, while the Spinners did not achieve much commercial success during their Motown years, they had piqued the interest of a young producer named Tom Bell, who believed that the Spinners' tight harmonies and smooth delivery would be ideal for his brand of sophisticated soul music. Bell, along with Kenny Gamble and Leon Huff, created the Philadelphia sound, a new style of orchestral soul music that drew inspiration from the big bands of the 40s and 50s as well as the Motown sound of the 60s, all wrapped up in exquisite production that appealed to both adults and the teenagers targeted by AM radio. The popularity of that sound would eventually pave the way for a new genre of music, urban adult contemporary, which would peak more than a decade later with musicians like Luther Vandross and Anita Baker. The first cooperation between Bell and the Spinners had historic results. After signing with Atlantic, the group became a true success machine, dominating the R&B and mainstream charts with songs such as I'll Be Around, Could It Be, I'm Falling in Love, One of a Kind, Love Affair, Ghetto Child,
All around, guess it ain't my style. You live in just one town. Still I'll never
Rubber Band Man,
lose control. Got that rubber band.
and you're throwing a good love away.
Don't know it now, but you know it someday.
Their albums during this period, consisting of Spinners, The Mighty Love, New and Improved, Pick of the Litter, and Happiness is Being with the Spinners. Gold Without Fail. The first three topped the R&B charts. Gravity has a way of catching up with most music careers, and as the decade progressed, the hits faded and the relationship between Bell, the group, and the volatile Wynn deteriorated. Wynn eventually departed the group in 1977 to seek a solo career that never materialized. He later became a less prominent member of George Clinton and the Parliament Funkadelic group. The party then chose John Edwards to succeed him. If Wynn was a sneaky cat, Edwards was a tiger, devouring tunes with a powerful voice and multi-octave range. Tom Bell struggled to adapt his conservative production style to Edwards despite his obvious aptitude. To make matters worse, by the late 70s, Bell's work with the group had begun to sound obsolete and rather conventional, while newer, hotter rhythms were appearing on the radio. After the disappointing low charter From Here to Eternity, Bell felt that he had done all he could with the group, and the Spinners and Bell parted ways. The Spinners had many additional hits in the late 70s and early 80s, highlighted by their disco medleys. Working My Way Back to You, Forgive Me Girl, Cupid, and I've Loved You for a Long Time.
I promise I will love her until eternity. I know between the two.
They scored a few modest singles in the early 1980s before breaking into the oldies scene. After their chart career ended, the Spinners continued to tour for decades. They are popular on the nostalgia and oldies concert circuits. On July 13th, 1984, Wynn had a heart attack while playing at a nightclub in Oakland, California. He passed the next day at the age of 43. On October 4th, 2015, they were inducted into the National Rhythm Blues Hall of Fame, as well as the Vocal Group Hall of Fame in 1999. On July 27, 2006, the Spinners performed on The Late Show with David Letterman. G.C. Cameron rejoined the group as lead vocalist from 2000 to 2002, replacing John Edwards, who left due to a stroke, but he left in 2003 to join the Temptations. Frank Washington, formerly of the Futures and the Delphonics, joined for a few years before being replaced by Charlton Washington. In 2004, original member Billy Henderson was dismissed from the group after suing the group's corporation and business manager to obtain financial records. He was replaced by Harold Spike Barnhart. Henderson passed due to complications from diabetes on February 2nd, 2007 at the age of 67. Another early member, C.P. Spencer, had already passed from a heart attack on October 20th, 2004. Original member Purvis Jackson, who was still touring as a member of the group, passed from cancer on August 18th, 2008. The group continued for a short time as a quartet before Jesse Robert Peck was recruited as the group's new bass vocalist in February 2009. In 2009, Barnhart left the group and was replaced by vocalist Marvin Taylor. The group lost another member from the early days when Edgar Chico Edwards passed on December 3rd, 2011. In 2023, the Spinners were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame after over 50 years in the music industry. Lead singer Bobby Smith passed on March 16, 2013. In 2017, the Spinners were inducted into the Michigan Rock and Roll Legends Hall of Fame. Charlton Washington left the group in 2020 to pursue a solo career and was replaced by C.J. Jefferson. After years without new music, the Spinners released Round the Block and Back Again on August 27, 2021, marking the first release with the current lineup and the final one before Fambro's retirement. Fambro retired from the group in early 2023 after over 70 years of service. Henry Fambro, the only surviving original member of the Spinners, passed on February 7, 2024 at the age of 85. John Edwards passed at the age of 80 on May 11, 2025. With Edwards passing away, the only member of the Spinners hit years is G.C. Cameron, who lead the group on It's a Shame. The Spinners have been active, traveling frequently and infrequently recording. However, beginning with the new century, the previously constant group membership became a revolving door owing to illness and unexpected passings. Now, before we go, I have a question for you all. What is your favorite song from the Spinners?